but they're in a database, and he goes and gets them and uses them when he needs them. He doesn't have to remember them all at the same time. But it's the idea is that you just want to be sure that it's not that easy for anyone, the average person, but sure not for the hacker who wants your bank account, who wants your information, to just sit down at your computer, run some numbers, and I have your whole profile. And you don't want to give that away anytime.
Why is it so valuable that you are teaching our youth something as major? Because this is something that our major companies will need as far as employees.
Well, yeah, great question. I think it's a two-pronged approach. You're talking about teaching the young because it's an educational pathway, educating from a STEM standpoint of view when it comes to getting through elementary, middle school, high school, going to college and things like that, and graduating. The educational path is a direct relationship to your career pathways.
Correct.
And there are tons and tons of jobs. I mean, they're projecting by 2021 there are probably 3.5 million unfilled cybersecurity jobs by 2021 because there's so great a need for people, skilled people to work in this sector. So if you're a young person looking for a career path, looking for a job path, please, cybersecurity has many kind of jobs there for you. Whether you want to be an analyst, whether you want to get into public policy, whether you want to write programs, whether you want to just do coding. So there are a great deal of jobs out there and a great need for people to come into the sector. And so that's for our program and programs like ours to start them young, educate them young, get their skills up, give them opportunities, whether internships, whether summer camps, after school programs. Getting folks engaged into this space is really critical.
I know you brought up internship. How does someone get into becoming an intern with the program?
Okay. Well, the Center for Cybersecurity at Benedict College, we also work with our college students as well. And you have college students who are they're getting training, they're getting their skills up as well. And through the various workshops that we offer, then we network with corporations, whether it's IBM, whether it's Boeing, and we communicate with them all the time saying, well, are you looking for interns? What kind of skills should those interns have? We work with our students to get their skill level up and provide those opportunities. And matter of fact, this summer right now, we have 3 students who are interning at Norfolk State. We have a student interning at a major agricultural bank, Ag First, in Columbia, South Carolina. Another student at Blackboard in Charleston. So we send about maybe 5 to 8 students every summer to internship for 8 to 10 weeks, fully paid internships, and to get hands-on experience in corporations that actually lead to full-time jobs. And that's the most important thing. Graduate, go into grad school, or go into your career. So that internship opportunity provides you real-world projects to work on beyond a theoretical standpoint of view, but they're looking at networks. They're analyzing networks. They're doing pen testing. They're writing codes. They're working in a sector that they want to have as a job pathway, and it's an extended classroom. And through our center, we make sure that students have many of those kinds of opportunities to build upon those, and that's what we do almost every single day at Benedict College.
I know the law enforcement probably are a great field to get in as far as that cybersecurity, because a lot of people are doing it, but those are criminals. So you got to be able to counteract.
Well, I mean that's the other side of it, because most folks think about cyber security, and very few people really think about cyber crime. But a great deal of the breaches that you do are crimes, and therefore they're criminal acts, and therefore you're talking about how do you investigate a hack? How do you investigate a breach? Who has jurisdiction? Whether it's a local police department, a state police department, a federal government agency, who takes jurisdiction over a crime, when a bank has been hacked or breached versus the individual? So the cyber crime piece of it is huge. A lot of local police departments or have their specialized units right now. We've had an opportunity at the college to have actually the local FBI cyber unit come to the school to talk to our students, talk about the kinds of cases they work on, the type of skills that are needed to be recruited by the FBI to work in the cyber sector. So that too, once again, lots of jobs in that space because there's a need. Now remember there are actually certain parts of the country, of the world actually, where hacking and stealing your information is not a crime.
Correct.
because the laws have not caught up. This technology is a fast-paced phenomena, and so therefore, this is why you have hackers and black sites and bulletproof sites and folks around the world where the law can't reach everywhere and everybody. And you're talking about someone who's hiding behind a computer,
Correct.
who's hiding behind encryption, and so crimes are being committed at such a faster pace that law enforcement can keep up with on a daily basis. And that's why it's very important to train the next tier of cyber warriors, the cyber investigators, to go out here and really to really fight against those cyber criminals who do not sleep at all.
Dr. Jeter, you're doing a great job with this program. You're doing an outstanding job at Benedict College. When you look at your students and they grow in that field, how does that make you feel as the one that really established this program at Benedict College?
Well, like I said, as an institution, I think we all feel very proud of our students.
Correct.
that they're taking advantage of the opportunity of being educated, or pretty much networking, mentorship, and those kinds of things like that. Because every student that's at the college has an advisor. Great opportunities are presented to them, and so when you see students taking advantage of the opportunity and going to the next level, it's really critical. For example, we had one of our recent graduates, Courtney, graduated about a year ago, and she was in our program. And she was one of the very few students who actually went 3 straight years to the National Security Laboratories for internships opportunities.
Okay.
And when she graduated from Benedict College, she had 4 full-time job offers waiting for her, highly recruited. And we just recently went to a cyber conference in Denver, and at that conference, she was still being recruited there. So when you see a student who pretty much takes hold of the lessons they learned and realize that they can do something and make a major difference and take pride in that, then you as an institution, as an individual, you feel good about that. Because if we can educate one, we can educate more. And we can give opportunities to one, we can do it for more. And that's what the Cyber Camp is doing, that's what the center is doing, and more important, that's what Benedict is doing here now today.
So tell us, what do you see your cybersecurity program 5 years from now?
Well, it's going to be I think 5 years from now, you have to understand that technology is in such a fast, rapid pace. It's constantly changing. And one of the things that cybersecurity is here to stay. We have to get more vigilant in protecting ourselves. We have to become smarter, wiser, because the technology is going at a faster pace. And that's why programs like ours are needed, because once again, the more we can share this information to your audience and to the people about being safe and being aware, the more protected we can become, the less victims we become and things like that. But 5 years from now, the way technology is moving, it's going to be a chore, it's going to be a challenge. But I think that good work is being done. Industries and organizations around the country are taking it more seriously about protecting ourselves, investigating cyber hacks and things of those natures. But more importantly, we're having more and more skilled people in the field who can now combat cyber criminals, bite by bite, as they would say in the cyber world. So I think that's where we see ourselves down the line. And Benedict as an institution is a very strong part of that by producing those next tier of cyber warriors, those students who are trained and educated and motivated to really be in this space and to make a difference in the space as we move forward.
Okay. People who participate in the Girls Code, who codes, or Boys Who Code program, how does that help the young people?
It's really critical, because I think a lot of times, the research shows and the data shows that traditionally a lot of young girls do not take to science and STEM as fast as young men do. And so through our program, STEM program and our programs, is that you have young ladies who are learning to code, learning the programs, they're more comfortable around themselves. And it's just a specialized opportunity, because we do have a section of code that girls who code. We also have one Boys Who Code, but then we also have where there's a collaborative as well. And it's really just any environment that's conducive for learning is what we try to present to them. And I think it's the same kind of thing where you're talking about life skills, public speaking, encouragement for higher education, career pathway planning when it comes to where you're going to go to high school, what college you're going to go to, what you're going to major in. So we're starting very early with them with these kinds of conversations, and that's an important thing for them. So as young ladies and young men come into trying to decide, what am I going to do, where am I going to be, and I have a chance right now, as I said, students are building apps. You have a student who comes to a workshop, in 2 days they built a computer game that now they can share with their family and parents. I just built this, because remember the old days, I guess when we were kids, you just played a video game. Today, video games are really educational tools among themselves, where young folks are going to play a video game, they're building worlds, they're building programs, they're learning algorithm and things along those lines. So it's not the old Atari kind of game where you just sit there and play. They have games like Roblox where a young person will build a whole world. For the code. We have a game called, one of the games, the application we use, which is software, is BitBots, where kids can sit down and learn Python coding language day one, and they pick it up just like that. So they're learning and they're growing. You can see that, as I said, and they get this over a period of time. It helps them personally, it helps them socially, it helps them academically, and I think that's what we're really about, seeing them move to the next level, helping them along that pathway as much as we can, and I think, that's critical. It's really critical.
Dr. Jeter, we're running short on time. If someone wanted to get more information, how would they get about contacting yourself?
Well, I guess they can always reach out to Benedict College, the Center for Cybersecurity. They can always give me a call at 803-705-4596, or they can email me at leon.jeter, G-E-T-R, at benedict.edu. We'll be glad to talk to them, share some information. It's very important, once again, to be smart for not only young people, for anyone who touches a computer, or anyone where your information is in a database somewhere, for you to ask those questions, to know how to be safe online, to ask the right question, is my stuff protected, or what can I do to protect my information as much as possible, because cybersecurity is everybody's concern, not just a few.
Dr. Jeter, thank you for coming on the show. Look forward to seeing you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching the show, and you be encouraged.